So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to open things up with this right here. For those of you guys that might not know this about me, I generally like to keep an open mind and keep some level of optimism whenever there is something that is announced, and that goes especially for something like YouTube, given the fact that I would like to have a future on here one day doing full-time content creation. But what comes with all of that is the fact that I can be critical at times, especially if it is a rather bad decision on YouTube's end. And if you guys are remotely familiar with the content on my channel, you would notice that there is quite a lot of videos calling out and critiquing YouTube on a lot of their past announcements and decisions. And this decision right here, I am going to say outright, is probably one of the worst decisions in the long, sad history of bad decisions. And if this actually does become a full-fledged thing for the future of YouTube, I am not liking this too much. But we're gonna save more of our thoughts after we get through the article on Dexerto that goes into further detail as to what it is we are referring to. Let's take a look. So we're here on Dexerto, and we have an article that tells all. YouTube explains why it is hiding dislike counts on videos. After experimenting with video dislikes earlier this year, YouTube has announced that it will officially hide the number of dislikes on videos across the platform. YouTube has rolled out a major change for viewers and content creators alike, stating that it will now remove the dislike count on all videos on the site. This change comes after YouTube's experiment in March 2021 when the platform tested site and application designs that hid the number of dislikes from viewers. It looks like this adjustment has stuck, as on November 10th, 2021, YouTube claimed the change will be a mainstay fixture moving forward. And just to kind of go a little bit further into this, we're going to quickly navigate our way to the Twitter, where we have ourselves Team YouTube announcing this to reduce targeted dislike attacks and their impact on creators, especially on smaller creators. You'll no longer see a public dislike count on YouTube. Starting today, the dislike button is staying. This comes after a lot of research, testing, and consideration, and we have ourselves a video that's linked within the tweet. And the like to dislike ratio on that video is an utter mess. And so is the ratio here to retweets / quote tweets to likes. That's a big yikes right there. Now, I don't want to spend too long on this section right here, but I kind of want to do a couple of tweet highlights here. The first of which from MJC. This is a bad move. The number of dislikes was a useful tool when looking at tutorials, technical help, DIYs or do-it-yourself, and any other kind of similar content. Now you've taken that tool away, and it'll be harder to weed out the bad advice. And that tweet right there has 159 likes, and Team YouTube actually responds by saying, the like count and comments will still be visible to help you get a feel for other viewers' opinions of a video. Ultimately, it's YouTube's responsibility to protect its community, so we've decided to make this change to disincentivize harassment and trolling of creators. Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. And another tweet to highlight comes from Logan. This is a joke. To protect small creators, this is to protect big corporations from criticisms and to support their bottom line, full stop. Really disappointing. Gonna have to reconsider my premium sub. With well over 3.2k likes. And Team YouTube responds, we understand why some could think that, though it's definitely not the case. This change is about protecting our creators by reducing targeted dislike attacks, especially for those smaller channels. Background and more details in this video. Again, I'm going to have a little more to say once we get through this. However, this development won't affect content creators' own videos. They will still be able to view the amount of dislikes that their videos receive, and the like to dislike ratio will also affect recommendations, the videos that YouTube feeds viewers based on their preferences. YouTube's initial decision to remove dislike counts came as a response to dislike attacks, where viewers would mass dislike a creator's videos as a means of harassing them. We want to create an inclusive and respectful environment where creators have the opportunity to succeed and feel safe to express themselves, the platform stated in a blog post. This is just one of many steps we are taking to continue to protect creators from harassment. Our work is not done and we'll continue to invest here. This isn't a new idea by far. YouTube band-aid about the idea of removing dislike counts on videos as far back as 2018. The same year that YouTube Rewind became the most disliked video on YouTube. Really weird timing, don't you think? In 2019, the site brought up the issue again with YouTube's project management director, Tom Lung, claiming the platform was discussing ways to mitigate dislike mobs. After years of debate, it seems the site has crafted a firm response to these dislike campaigns, although the response has been decidedly mixed. Many users have expressed a dislike for this development, asking YouTube for greater options when it comes to preventing harassment via dislike or hate mob on the site. This latest dislike count change will begin to gradually roll out for users starting November 10th, 2021. Okay, so now that we have ourselves the context on the table, I'm actually going to start things off with you. I would like to have your feedback on this, because you do have some pretty interesting points to make. So let's hear them.
I mean, since dislikes are still gonna affect the recommendations, I think it's kind of pointless, because in that case, dislikes can still be weaponized to actually kick a video off the recommendations page.
Yeah. You know what? That's the thing, right? Is that this feature announcement seems like it had good intention, but awful execution. Like, just right from the jump, it really, really was badly executed, and that's kind of one of the reasons why there is a lot of mixed responses about this announcement. Now, don't get this twisted, alright? This right here is a way to combat harassment and promote more inclusivity as well as safety on YouTube. I am all for that, you know what I'm saying? I'm 100% all for inclusivity as well as safety and fairness on the site. And I am especially against the likes of harassment and any forms of bigotry to go along with it. However, if we take a look at the track record of YouTube and a lot of shady things that took place in the past at the expense of creators that didn't violate any rules or had a very light offense but was taken way the hell too far, versus those that offend each and every single time and seem to get a free pass. And it also seems like that you're in the good graces of YouTube, so much so as long as you have the same sort of viewpoints and opinions as YouTube does. What do I mean by that? Well, let's actually navigate to the comments section of the video that also spoke more about this announcement. Okay, so this right here is the video in question. Update to YouTube's dislike count, and yikes, dog. Talk about 16,000 dislikes versus only 6.4k likes.
What?
Not a good start.
What irony.
Yeah, what irony. So, taking a look at some of the comments here, you can just see that the comments section here is just absolutely lambasting YouTube for this decision. As an example, Charles Pond comments, "Give everyone a voice by silencing ours? No excuse for censorship." T-Neck also says, "Half of YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice, except the viewers wanting to publicly show their opinion." Seems about right. Mr. Kenny Uwu says, "Our mission is to give everyone a voice. Only when you say what they like, if you say something they don't like, you eat a shadow ban or get demonetized, or even both. Look how good we are." Your Heroes comments, "YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice. You're literally taking the people's voice away." Seems like there is a common theme going on here, that it's that quote right there, the mission quote, because it just comes off as disingenuous and, well, I'ma just say it. Absolute bullshit. Now, I want to leave you guys with an analogy that an old boss slash mentor of mine had instilled on me almost a decade ago. God, I'm getting old. He said this: intent and impact. it doesn't matter how good your intentions are, it is the impact that is going to speak the loudest. So you can have good intentions on something, and I want to, give YouTube the benefit of the doubt in that regard by saying that their intentions here to combat harassment and dislike mobs and all that stuff, that is good, but the impact here, not so good. It paints a different picture, and that's just it, If you combine all of the history that YouTube has in the past when it comes to censorship, and you add it on to what they had recently announced, you can understand why a lot of people are very apprehensive about it, including me. I don't know about you, but I am pretty damn apprehensive about this, and for my own reasons. Now, as for a suggestion/criticism here, because I truly want to see better out of this, you know what I'm saying? Especially given the fact that I'm very fucking passionate about being a YouTuber. More passionate than what words can describe. But check me out on this. First off, YouTube, I know this might be a bit hard for you, but I think it's high time that you actually take this into consideration. First off, listen to community feedback. Don't just listen to a few people that might be in your back pocket, that might be chapstick-wearing, ass-kissing yes men. Actually take consideration from all sides of the spectrum when it comes to the YouTube community. And it seems like that a general consensus, or the majority consensus out of this whole experiment, is that it's not very good. So my recommendation would be to try different things. Experiment with different things. This experiment obviously was a dud, and that's okay. Just keep on experimenting, just keep on going every single time until you find something that works, that the community is happy with. Now, obviously, make no mistake about this. Make sure that it doesn't fuck with the YouTube algorithms, and make sure that it doesn't screw with any of the YouTubers' livelihoods and their abilities to have a fair shake at being a YouTuber and making the content that they want. But basically, long story short, listen to community feedback, and it's pretty damn evident that the community feedback here is majorly against this right here. But I have taken over a majority of this video. Do you have anything that you'd like to add in, my guy?
No, I think I've said all I wanted to say.
Yeah, and you know what? Anything coming from you is short and sweet and to the point. Unlike me, I tend to ramble a bit. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, ramblings and stuff aside, I do hope you guys get the message across in this video. Please share this video out. Share it everywhere. I want there to be as much attention on this issue in general, so that way it can be one step closer to YouTube actually getting it for once. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I also would like to hear your guys' feedback as well when it comes to this subject. And with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching this video. We appreciate the time. Thank you guys again. Have yourself a damn good night, and we'll see you guys in the next video.